Hey there, and welcome to week 2 of this educational series on being the boss of your brand. I'm Jennifer Roberts. I'm the owner of Back Porch Communications, and this video is to help business leaders and nonprofit leaders really dive into what it takes to be the boss of your brand. Okay, so this is week 2. Last week we talked about what it means to actually be the boss of your brand. And if you didn't catch that one, go back and take a look and then come back and watch this video as well. We're talking about understanding your customer this week. And the more we understand our customers' needs, wants, and desires, well, the more we are able to help them or sell to them. So, but I want to take a moment and just pause because I kind of hate the word sell. It has a negative connotation for me. When I think about the word sell, sometimes it makes me think of trying to get someone to buy a product or a service that they don't really want or need. Actually not very appealing. It feels terrible, right? Like, I don't want anyone to feel trapped into a purchase that I am offering them. Kind of like the used car salesman who won't let you off the lot until you say yes, right? Not the kind of thing that we're talking about here. Words that feel a little bit better to me kind of go like this. I want to help my clients. I want to educate them. I want to problem solve with them. I want to serve them. That feels so much better than the word sell, right? So because we really want to help these folks, we want to focus on the people who want or need what we're trying to offer, whether that is a product or a service. So we want to locate the people who find value in what our offer is. And that's why it's so important for us to focus on our ideal customer and talk to them instead of trying to talk to everyone in the world who may not find value in what we're doing, right? It's for a select group of people. So often when we talk about marketing or advertising, the word demographics comes up. Ways to categorize people in different types of buckets so we might be able to figure out how to reach them or find people that are interested in what we have to offer. And there's a variety of ways, and you've probably heard of some as well, like women over 40 with kids, or men age 30 to 50 with income over $100,000, or ways you can break down demographics are by age and household size, home ownership, income levels, different genders, age, all of that are all ways that you can use demographics to help break down audiences into different segments. That information is super helpful. But when we're talking about an ideal client, we want to go so much deeper than that surface level information. You want to be able to figure out what your perfect customer worries about, what keeps them up at night, what do they desire in life? Where do they hang out online? What kind of transformation are they hoping for? Now, all of that sounds pretty intimate, right? Like the stuff that kind of just sits up in our heads and sometimes we don't talk about out loud. And you can realize those questions are a lot harder to answer than household income and demographics and things like that, right? That's the simple stuff. But that's why the answers to those kinds of questions are so powerful. When you have those kinds of answers, then you can really get into the brain of your ideal client. They'll probably go, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. How did you know that? Well, that's the power of understanding your customer. So, how do you get all of this precious intel? Well, it's a lot easier than you might think. All you have to do is ask. Yep, that's it. Just ask. But it does take some work and refinement, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So, who are you going to ask? That's really important. So one thing that you might want to try is if you are already in business or you're already running a nonprofit, think about the clients who you absolutely love to work with. What are the customers who always find value in what you offer, whether it be a product or service? Who are the customers that are always paying on time and who are coming back again and again and tell you that they love working with you? They're your absolute favorite customer. Well, if they like you that much and you like them that much, chances are they could be your ideal client. So, the way we're going to find out more is to talk to them. Now, you probably have figured out that you might have more than just one ideal client that you do business with, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be just one. So, if you want to do some interviews with a couple of your favorite customers, that would be great. If you have lots of favorite customers, you might have to go online and maybe create some type of digital survey. But if you are a smaller or medium-sized organization, think about just a handful to start with of people that you could pick up the phone and talk to about their experience and get some of those intimate details that are in their head out so you understand the type of transformation that you got for them when you work together. Okay, so if you can find those people, that is a fantastic first step. Pick up the phone, email them, ask them some questions. Okay, so what questions do I need to ask them? I'm so glad that you asked because I have some suggestions for you. Question number 1, what were you struggling with before we worked together? What problem did you need to have solved? Super important, right? Question number 2, what did you do to try and solve this problem before we connected? This is super important. This will help you understand the things they did, try, and didn't work before they got to you. Question 3, how did you find my business or my nonprofit? Was it a referral? Was it a web search? Was it social media? How did we connect? How did you find me? Question number 4, what happened when we started working together? Or what happened when you bought my product? How did that go for you? Question number 5, how has working together made your life easier? These last couple of questions are the ones where we want to get that transformation experience out of them, right? So we're looking for those things. I felt this way, and then we worked together, and then I felt this way. That's going to be super powerful. I'll tell you how that intel can be used to drive your marketing, public relations, and communications in just a moment. But before I get there, I want to give you one of my favorite questions of all time. It's a bonus question, and it's a question that almost every journalist asks in every interview. I was a journalist for a decade, so I pull this one out of my pocket every interview I do, no matter what the topic. The last question I always ask is, what else would you like to add? It is a great open-ended question, and oftentimes it reveals some great information that you never even thought to ask. So I always throw that at the end as the very last question. I encourage you to do the same. So you've got the interview done, you've got these answers to these probing questions. Now, what the heck are you going to do with this information? I have some tips for you as well. So with the answers of these questions, you can find out how you can attract more clients just like your favorite one. Pretty neat, right? So here's some ways that you can use this precious intelligence. Use it to create more content, whether that be for your website or your social media channels or something that you use in presentations. Think about how those answers you might be able to craft something that speaks to potential ideal clients, future customers, right? So understand and use that information to create content. Do some brainstorming. You can probably find out where you might want to do some more promoting of your business or your nonprofit in that same place that your ideal client told you that they connected with you. So, not again, don't just use one interview for this, right? We want to get multiple interviews and see some themes here before we just dive in with more money and more marketing, right? But do a few interviews, get some of this intel together, and find out where multiple people connected with you. Okay, we can also write testimonials from these great answers that you've got. You've got some golden testimonials that people are talking about. I had this problem, I didn't know how to solve it, but then I found you, and oh my gosh, life is so much better. What a fantastic testimonial for other people to hear. That's a great way, and it's a great form of content creation. Okay, and then finally, you might get some information out of these answers that will let you know how you are seen differently than others in your industry. That's very important. Your customers are going to tell you what differentiates you from your competitors. That's the question. That's why I pushed in that question. What did you do to try and solve the problem before we met? Because they may have tried other tactics with other people in your industry that didn't work so well for them. So it's important to understand what they've done before and how you stacked up differently for them. Very great intelligence. Okay, so you probably have more than one ideal client, and you definitely need to do more than one interview. And this is a process you probably want to check in with every 6 months or so, because your offers may change, your ideal client may transform in some ways, the industry might change. So continually interviewing and refining the answers to those basic questions is going to be very important for you to really get a robust understanding of your ideal customer. Super important information. Okay. I want to leave you with one last piece about ideal clients. The most important thing, if you found one, you can find more. This is a mindset issue that I've had to get through on my own as well. Sometimes we get to thinking that our favorite customer, the one that just rises to the top above everyone else, is a unicorn. Then we're never going to see them again. We're never going to be able to duplicate the relationship that we have with our favorite customer with anyone else. And I'm here to challenge you, that's just not the case. There are other opportunities for you to find more ideal clients, just like the ones that you have and love. You've just got to get out there and continue to interview and refine and talk to those people. Okay? All right. Well, I hope the second video in the series on being the boss of your brand was helpful. I've got lots more coming your way every week on the YouTube channel right here, so you can continue to get information and tips and tricks about being the boss of your brand all the way to the end of 2021. All right, I'm Jen Roberts. I'm the owner of Back Porch Communications, and as always, I'm here to help. See you next time.